Hello, my name is Mustafa Melih. Welcome to Labs 101. Uh, I will be teaching statistics, and this video is about intro to statistics and what you should know before starting. So, what is a variable? A variable is an entity or something that you can measure or count. So, something that is measurable or countable is a variable. So, let me give you some examples in temperatures. Like we can measure temperature in Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin, or income, like changing the amount of money that you can earn in a month, that you can measure that. The pressure, Pascal, kilopascal, change in mercury, or growth. You can anything that is changing, you can measure. What are the things that are not counted as variables? Emotions and intangibles factors, as you would expect. But there's an exception. The happiness index for the emotions or anything with index from 0 to 1 with ratio numbers, they're all variables since you can measure or take means or that you can put in a statistical test. So these are variables. You can measure them or count them. So I want to talk about what is alpha and what's an hypothesis. How would you reject one? How would you accept one? What are these things that we are looking at? Let's discuss those. So alpha is generally 0.05, and you would decide after finding p if you would reject the null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis. So what is a null hypothesis? In a null hypothesis, you say there's no statistically significant difference. Oh, that was hard to say. No statistically significant difference. Yes. And in an alternative hypothesis, you would say there is a statistical significant difference. So exact opposite. If your p-value after find you put some numbers in your statistical test that we will talk about later on the lessons, you would decide if you would accept the null hypothesis or reject it and accept alternative hypothesis. So if your p-value, the number that comes out of your test is larger than 0.05, you accept null hypothesis. But if it's smaller than alpha or 0.05, you would reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. This part is important since we will be using these terms and these comparisons to make inferences after that we do the tests. Thank you for listening. This is the first part.